Hey, what's up guys, welcome to MTech Viral. So in this video we will talk about Python and we will start coding in Python so that we can learn about Python before proceeding to Django. So that's our main priority right now. So what we will learn in this lecture is that we will learn about the numbers in Python and how to use them, and we will learn about type of numbers in Python, basic arithmetic operations, and object assignment in Python. So what are the types of numbers in Python? So Python has various types of numbers like numeric literals. So we will mainly focus on integers and floating point numbers because that is what we should know about them. And so basically integers are just whole numbers, positive or negative. For example, 2 and -2 are example of integers. So and floating point numbers in Python are notable because they have a decimal point in them, or use an exponential to define the number. For example, like 2.0 and -2.1 are example of floating point numbers. So throughout this all videos we will work with integers and simple float number types. So let's start some operation. So first of all, let me perform an operation of plus. So let's say 2 plus 1. Okay, and how we will run this code? We will write print, or we can write here itself print 2 plus 1. Okay, so and to run this code in the terminal you have to write python and name of that file. So I have created test.py already, and when I will run this, then you can see the result, it is 3. So we will run some more, like we can do the subtraction as well. So -1, we'll see what it will return. So 1. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So you can similarly divide it or multiply it. Like I will divide it, then the result will be 2, as you can see. And let's say I want to divide it by, suppose 3 divide by 2. Okay, so let's see what will be the answer, 1 or something else. So when you will run this code, then you can see the answer is 1. Okay, so that means that it skips the remainder and it just gives you that what you say, quotient. Okay, so this is the division. Now we can also find the power. So like you want to know the answer of 2 to the power 3. So how we will write here? 2, this multiplication 2 times and then 3, and then if we will run this code, then the answer will be 8. So 2 to the power 3 is 8. And you can also do roots like this way. So I will write 4, and similarly uh, 2 multiplication signs and let it multiply by 0.5, which means its root. So we will run this code again and the answer is 2.0, which is exactly the root of 4. Okay, so let's say we can also see the order of operation, how it executes. So let's write an equation. So it will be 2 plus 10 multiply by 10, let's say, plus 3. So what will be the output? Think about it and then just tell me. So the answer should be 10 into 2, 10. So it will be 100, then plus 2 and plus 3. So it should be 105. So let's run this code. So it is 105. If you get some other answer, then probably you are not following that board mass rule. So you should definitely give it a look. So this is how we can find the order of operation. And if we want to specify orders, then we can also use brackets here. So as I said that we should use the board mass rule. So it is clear now that I am talking about 10 plus 3 into, or 2 plus 10 into 10 plus 3. So that is what I am looking for. So now the answer should be different. So let's run this, and as we can see, it is 156 because this is 10 plus 2 12, this is 10 plus 3 30. So this is again wrong, I guess. So 10 plus 3 is 13 and 10 plus 2 is 12, so it is right. 156 is the correct answer. So this is how we do the simple calculation, basic arithmetics. Now let's now that we have seen how to use numbers in Python, so as a calculator we have seen this, so let's see how we can assign names and create variables. So we will use a single equal sign to assign the variables or label to a variable, and you also don't need to specify the keyword where, which we earlier used in JavaScript or which we use in C#. So let's see a few example of how we can do this. Okay, so let's create an object A here and assign it a number 5. So this is this is how we assign any number. So now if I call A in my Python script, so Python will treat it as the number 5. Okay, so adding the object, how we add the objects A plus A. So this is how we add the object. So what happens on a reassignment? Will Python let us write it over? So let's say we reassign it A is equal to 10, and now let's see what will be the A. So we will print the A. Now I'll again let me just give you some more space here. So again we will write python test.py, and you can see that we have reassigned variable A to the value 10. So yes, Python allows you to write over assign variable names. So we can also use the variables themselves when doing the reassignment. So here's an example of what I mean. So this is like let's say A is equal to A plus A. So what it means is that we are using A to redefine it. Okay, so now let's print it. Oh, sorry. So this should print all the two numbers. So earlier it was 10 and now it is 20 because we redefined it using A plus A. Okay, so the names we use when creating these labels need to follow some rules, right? So there are some rules we need to follow while writing this code. So what are the rules? So I'm writing the rules like name should name cannot start with a number, let's say with a number. Okay, second will be like there cannot be we should write can be, right? No spaces, there can be no spaces in the name. Okay, we can't have spaces in the names, that's what I'm saying. We can use this underscore instead. Okay, so that is how we can write our variable names, and we can't use some symbols in the first place. So like symbol like this and even this, we can't write these symbols when writing the variable name, and it should not start with this symbol at all. And it is considered the best practice that the names are lowercase, like this. We should not write this. Okay, so these are some rules. Now let's talk about how to use object names to keep a better track of what's going on in your code. So let's say I have an object my income, which is let's say 100. Okay, and I have something like tax rate, which is 0.1%. So 0.1 I will write. Okay, so this is how we declare variable. So now I want to calculate my tax, which will be my income multiplied by my tax. Okay, oh sorry, tax rate. Okay, and now I can show my tax. So print my tax. So it should print now. And if you're wondering what I am using, then I am using VS Code editor, and clearly I love this editor and I want you to look into it. So that is the best editor you can find. So I have found out my tax, and my tax is 10 rupees or 10.0 rupees. So my income was 100, my tax rate was 0.1%, and the what will be my tax, it is 10.0. So this is how we will do this. So now we have learned the basics of numbers in Python. So what we will do, we will now learn about strings. How can we use the strings? So basically, what are strings? So strings are used in Python. Let me write first strings. So strings are used in Python to record text information such as name, and strings in Python are actually a sequence, which you can see, which basically means Python keeps track of every element in the string as a sequence. For example, let's say I am writing this hello. So what it means that Python and understand the string hello to be a sequence of letters in a specific orders like H, E, L, L, O. So this means we will be able to use indexing to grab particular letters like the first letter or the last letter. So this idea of a sequence is an important one in Python, and we will touch upon it later in the future. So what we will now learn, like how can we create strings, how can we print string, what is in string indexing and slicing, string properties, string methods, print formatting. So first of all, creating a string, single word, this is hello, and this is a string, okay. And it can be like a phrase as well. Hello, my name is Pawan. Okay, so this is a phrase, and I should not have space. Okay, and it can also, contain double quotes if I want. So sorry, yeah, this is right. So Pawan's channel. So you can see earlier I used single quote, but I can also use double quote. So that does not make any difference. So be careful with quotes although, because if I write like this, I, and again I write like this, I am, and you can see there are some issues with this because I am trying to use a single quote, but it will give me an error because I am using it twice. Like I am need a quote here, so I can't use like this. So what I can do, I can use double quotes, and I can write I, and single quote I am Pawan. Okay, so this is how it will work. Either you can use this, but you can't have single quote if you are using single quote inside as well. So this can cause an error. If I will use this, then there will be error. So you have to, understand these things. So we have created a string, and we can output it similarly like we used with numbers. That let's see how we can use that. So print um, hello world one, let's say. So I just written it wrong. So this is what we have to do. Now I'll print this, and you can say hello world one. So this is how you will do it. I'll clear the terminal. Now let's see, this is the basics of a string. We can also use slash n here to go to the next line if you want to know. So let's me run again, and sorry. So you can see hello is in the first line and world one is in second line. So this is how you will use. So this is all about the strings. Now we will learn the basics of strings, like we can use some function like len to check the length of a string. So let's say len, we will say a variable is a is checking the length of hello world. Okay, so I'll just want to know the length of hello world. So I'll call the method len, and I will print the a. Okay, so now I will just run, and it is saying 11. So 11 is the length. So now we can also we know strings are a sequence, which means Python can use indexes to call part of this sequence. Let's see how this works. So we can use brackets after an object to call its index, and we should also note that indexing starts at 0 for Python. So what I mean is that suppose this is a is hello world. Okay, fine. So let's print this a first of all. So hello world is printed. Now let's print the first index. So it starts with 0. So we will use these brackets and we will print it. So what will be the output? It should be h. Okay. Similarly, if I will write 1, then what will be output? You say yes, e. So e should be the output. So this is how we do these things. So this is the similar in any programming language, but here are some things like we can use a colon to perform slicing, which grabs everything. So this is limited to Python, and this is something cool about Python. So let's say this is our hello world. Now what I want is I have put the column after 1. So what it will do, it will grab everything past the first term all the way to the length of this a. Okay, so which is a length of a. So what I mean is, let's run this and we will know what I meant. So you can see it just skips the first one and gave me the entire string after the first element. So it is hello world. Okay, so if I'll write 2 colon, then it should give me low world. Okay, so this is the slicing of strings which we can do. And there is another way of doing this, but for a different output. Like if I want to grab only the starting ones, and I can write colon and 3. So what it will do, if I'll run this, then you can see HEL, it just gave me first three elements. So basically what it means is 0 index, 1 index and 2 index. It does not include this third index. Okay, so note that this slicing, now we are telling Python to grab everything from 0 up to 3. Okay, it doesn't include the third index, that which I told you. So you will notice there's a lot in Python where statements and are usually in the context of up to but not including. So if I'll just write, you must be wondering, if I'll just write this column, then what will happen? So what will happen, it will give you everything. Okay, hello world. So this is another way. So we can also use negative indexing to go backwards. Like I can write here -1. So what it will give me, D. Yeah, this means the last particular item. Okay, and we can grab everything but the last letter. So like I'll write colon -1, then it will give me everything except the last letter. So this is the another way. You should learn this slicing thing, and uh, this will be fun. So we can also use index and slice notation to grab elements of a sequence by specified step size. So you must be wondering what is the step size. So what I can do here, when I write 1 here, so what happens is that it gives me h, only h. Okay, now what I can do, I can put double colon here, and then you will see what happens is it gives me hello world again. But what's the difference? Okay, let's try with 2. Okay, so now let's run this, and you can see there is this difference here. So when I typed on double colon 1, so it gave me all the letters. Okay, but when I typed the double colon 2, it gave me first, then it skips the second, and then give me the third one, then it skips one word, and then so it is skipping every 2 word here and then giving me the output. So first one was h, then it skips el, then L, then OW skipped, then O, and then RL skipped, and D. Okay, so, or I am doing something wrong. That is H. Sorry, I did something wrong here. So H, it skipped EL. Okay, then it gave me L, then it skipped O space, then it gave me W, then it skipped O R. It should skip only O, right? So there is some issues with this. So let's try this again. And so basically it's skipping only one element, I guess. Yeah, so it's skipping only one element when I'm using 2. I was a little confused here because it is a little confusing. And if I'll use -1 here, so what it will do, so it will give me DLROH. So it is the opposite. Okay, so hello world, it is the reverse of that string. So this is how you can use slicing here, and it will be beneficial for you. And now we will move to the string properties. So it's important to note that strings have an important property known as immutability. Okay, that is a tough word. So what it means that once a string is created, the elements within it cannot be changed or replaced. Okay, so let's say if we have a string. So this is the string, let's say. Okay, so what I am doing is I am allocating a0 to, let's say, x. Okay, so let's try to, so it gave me an error. Oh, so why it is giving me an error? Because I cannot do this. Okay, so what we cannot do, we cannot assign this because see, A does not support item assignment. That is immutable. So immutability means that we cannot change or reassign this. So this is a simple. Okay, so what we can do here is we can uh, concatenate these strings. Like we can write A plus, and we can write hello world, welcome. Okay, so now this is fine because it is uh, what we can say, it is concatenation. Okay, and we can reassign A completely, though. How? Like A is equal to A plus, let's say, welcome, then it will be fine. So now let's say I'm writing print A. So let's just remove this one. Now it is fine, it is giving me no error here. So hello world welcome is printed. So what we can do, we can concatenate, we can reassign A completely, but by concatenation, but we cannot reassign the entire A. Okay, so this is what I meant. So we can also use the multiplication symbol to create repetition. So like I have A is equal to, suppose, P. Okay, what I can write, like print A multiply by 10. So what it will do, it will do something amazing. Sorry, I forget the single quote or double quote here. And so this is A multiplied by 10. So what it will do, it will give me p p p p p p p p p. So it will give me p 10 times. So these are normal properties. So there are some basic built-in string methods as well, like we can call these methods with a period and then the method name, and they will do something nice. Like we can understand this by an example. Like we can write suppose PAWAN. Okay, so why this is giving me error? So actually this is an indentation error, because Python wants you to indent it well. So indentation error is basically you should not leave space for no reason or something like that. So now what I will do, I'll tell you about some built-in string methods. So let's say I want to print a dot upper. Okay, so these are some built-in string methods. Now I'll run it, so you can see that it just uppercased all the letters. So similarly I can have lower, and if you will just press a dot control space, or you can see here there are a lot of methods available here. This violet icons, par, find, partition, lower, join, so there are a lot of it, so you can use any. So we can also write split. Okay, so that's also a method. Right now it is splitting into only one because there is only one element. So like I can write Pawan Kumar, and I can say like Pawan Kumar. Okay, now I can specify here that I want to split it by the comma, sorry, and now I will run it. So you can see we have two. Pawan is differentiated with Kumar. Okay, so this is how we can do this, and we can also write here like what I can do here. So these are the basic built-in methods of these strings, and there are a lot of methods already, so you don't have to worry about it. So let's say we have a, okay, and this is Pawan. Now if I want to do the print formatting, then how can I do that? So basically what I can do is like I can format it like print. Okay, so what I can do, hello, so I can write here hello. Okay, now I can write it here two brackets like this, and then I can print dot write dot and format. So what I can pass here, I can pass here a. Okay, so what it will do, let's run this, and you can see hello Pawan, it just printed hello Pawan. So what I am doing is I am doing the print formatting. So okay, so whenever you need, like there can be another variable b, let's say it is Kumar. Now you want to write hello Pawan Kumar, then you can use this plus kind of stuff which you already doing from a long time, or you can write like this, like say let's say 0 and let's say 1, and you can write dot format a comma b. Okay, so what it will do when I will run this, so it will say hello Pawan Kumar. Okay, so this is how you will do the print formatting, and this is amazing, isn't it? So like you have to suppose repeat this thing again and again and again and again. So what you will do, like suppose we have to write p and p, and like let's say p, let's give it something like hi. Okay, so now what we will do, we will try to print it as well. So let's print it, so that you can see hello hi hi, because I have this formatting two times. Okay, so this is how we will do the string kind of thing. So these are the basics of numbers and strings. I hope that I was able to make you understand the basic concepts of Python about numbers and strings. Next we will learn about list, dictionaries, tuples, etc. So this video is, I guess, sufficient for this overall basic thing about Python, and I hope that you like this video. And if you like the video, then please press the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe the channel if you are a new visitor to my channel. So thanks a lot, and we will see you in the next video.